there, it's Kevin with Gone Rogue Games here with another episode of What I Got In Today. Got some juicy stuff in from the distributors, so I thought I'd show these suckers off. First off, we have from the board game distributor coming in the Super Colt Express, which I've played Colt Express, so I'm actually very interested in seeing how this one plays. It's kind of a quick little, wouldn't quite call it a party game, but a quick game. It says 15 minutes, 3 to 7 players, 8 plus. I know on Colt Express what you're doing is you're moving your guy over to these trains and looting different things, so it seems to be a quicker way to play it, like a very fast way to play the Colt Express. I do have the big box here, which is cool because it comes with some of the expansions. So if you are a board gamer and you're looking for a lightweight game that's fun in between games or just to mix things up, I do recommend the Colt Express. So the whole theory of this game is you have these dudes that then move different... I can't stand when boxes actually don't... Oh, it does. Okay, it shows you there how it works. So you set up this train and you're using actions to then move your guys to these different either top or bottom of the train, and then you're looting the things in it, and then you can sort of like disrupt what your opponents are doing as well. So it's a cool game. Definitely is a classic. As you can see, it's sold over 500,000 copies, and this sucker is available. I think the price is gonna be around 35 for this, maybe a little bit more. It holds up to 9 players, which is another good reason to get this game. Sometimes you have those board game groups where you have lots of players. This one can hold up to 9, and it's a fun little fast-paced game. So I'm actually interested in the Super Colt Express to see how this one plays for a little bit smaller of a group of 3 to 7, but yeah, it's a tiny little box. Again, I can't remember how much this one costs, like 11 bucks or something. I think it's pretty inexpensive. But both are, this at least I can recommend. I have played it a few times, and it's a fun little, like I said, like in between like a party game and a, I don't know, kind of like a Camel Up game if you've ever played the Camel Up. So if you're looking for board games to go in your collection, I can recommend the Colt Express. Again, this is the big box. There is a regular version too. This is like 10 bucks cheaper, but this one you do get the, I believe, like 2 expansions with it. So there are a few other expansions that are available for that game. Another restock that has happened, which some people have been waiting for, is Stone Age. So Stone Age is a great game for a worker placement. So it's a great intro game to the worker placement mechanic. Worker placements are board games where you take a worker, like a meeple, put it on an action spot and take that action. So your workers are your resources for what you do to then, you know, create whatever the game mechanic is, like I said, resources or get cards, score points, things like that. So Stone Age is a very, very simple one. It's about as straightforward as a worker placement as it come. You basically place a worker at a resource spot, take resources, trade the resources in for end of game points, and that's the game. So if you're looking for a very, very simple worker placement to get people into the board game genre, Stone Age is a good starting point. Now, I personally prefer, if I'm going to be sitting down and playing a worker placement, I prefer something like Everdell, or it's just something a little more meat on it. But Stone Age, again, I think is perfectly positioned for that new board gamer or people that just don't want a huge complexity game. This one's just a light, fast, easy to learn game. Stone Age is a good one. I do need to compile a list. I wonder if people are actually interested in this. A list of what I would consider like necessary board games in a collection, like what you should have if you're looking to start a group, or just ones I think are great to have for everyone's collection. Stone Age is probably going to make the list because it is that clean of a game, and it does what it wants to do. Like, it hits that perfect sweet spot of people that want a light game, want to learn worker placement without... Man, worker placement games can be some of the worst as far as like complex and the opposite of clean, just kind of messy. And yeah, so Stone Age, good one. Can't remember the price off the head. Maybe I will put it somewhere here or something on the edited version of this video of the patron price and the MSRPs. So yep, you can go ahead and order these suckers. They are back in stock. This is a game that does go out of stock quite frequently, but they do tend to reprint it as well. That's just kind of typical of Z-Man games, at least they're classics. Okay, so next up is a new game that lots of people played, Quacks of Quedlinburg. This is called Quacks & Co. I'm not sure how it runs, haven't looked anything on it. I know it's new. Basically bought it because of the brand. Quacks of Quedlinburg is absolutely a must-have in your board game collection. If your board game collection is anything worth its salt, then you need to put Quacks of Quedlinburg in there. It's kind of a pressure luck game. I think I reviewed it on this channel before. Just search my channel. If not, I need to do a review of this. So I'm interested in how this one plays. It seems like it's actually very, very light. Yeah, more of a kid's game because it does say 5 plus 25 minutes, 2 to 4 people. So it'll be interesting to see how this one works. Yeah, so yeah, it almost looks like Candyland. Hopefully it's a little bit better than Candyland, but yep, we'll give this guy a try and see how it works, and maybe I'll give it a more in-depth review. If people are interested in like board game reviews, the whole reason I've stopped myself from really doing board game reviews is there are some great board gamers reviews out there. My favorite one is called John Gets Games. He does just a perfect, thorough overview of any board game you're looking for. I mean, there's so many. There's Man vs. Meeple. There's the Dice Tower. There's so many great YouTube content out there for reviewing board games, giving you more of that in depth. So that's what I've hesitated on, adding to kind of the noise there surrounding board games. I just think that people do it better than me. But if you are interested, maybe in the future I can give some board game reviews. I don't think I'll go in depth like them, but at least I can give you my opinions. I think people like my opinions for some reason. I'm a very opinionated, ranty person, and I will let you know whether I like or hate something, vehemently like or hate something. That's just my type of personality. So Quacks & Co. will give this guy a try. And I think this was $50 MSRP, so I'll put it like 27 to 30 bucks for how much I have to pay for this sucker. In today's day and age, with the crappy 40% markups that local game stores are expected to work off of, and then watch their games get blown out on Amazon for cheaper than you can get them from the distributors. Rant for another day. Some of the things that have come in as far as what I've been picking up. First of all, we got another massive wave of Unfinity in. I'm actually surprised that Unfinity Collectors boosters are doing as well as they are. Summon on TCG Player, anytime it goes under $200, is scooping them up. I've been watching the kind of price history on TCG Player. So as soon as you go under 200, it might be a particular buyer. It might just be, I don't know. It might just be coincidence that that's kind of the price point. But anytime these go under 200, they get scooped up. So these are going for about $205 on TCG Player. You can get them from me for $195, I believe. I do have to move a lot of them, so it's highly appreciated if you can actually pick one of these up. This is something that was overordered. Had some patrons cancel on me and some people ghost me that were supposed to buy these. So I highly, highly appreciate the people that have been picking up these Unfinities. This is the first time too. Distributors in a weird spot. This might not be the perfect place to put this on this channel. Typically I rant more about this on my Rogue Market channel or my Rogue Deck Builder channel. Man, distributors are really tight in their belt. I've never been threatened with a 20% restocking fee for not taking something. And this is the first product that distributors are like, well, if you don't take them, we're gonna tack on a 20% restocking fee. So it's kind of weird. Like, you should feel for your local game store, because this is such a terrible business model. How it works with pre-orders is you have to guess how many the distributor is going to give you, because a lot of what distributors do is they take a blanket amount of. So say there's 5,000 people put in for 5,000 across the board of all their accounts, put in for 5,000 Infinity, and they can only get 2,500. So instead of picking and choosing between customers and what they ordered, like, oh, this person ordered 400, well, let's give him, let's really cut him. Let's cut him 390 of them, and because we need to give everyone at least 10. No, a lot of the lazy distributors do is they just cut based on a percentage. So they cut you by 50%. So everyone across the board got 50%. So I kind of learned the game. And so what I do is if I needed 40 and I expected to have 50% cuts, I'd put in for 80, or I'd put in for 100, or if I really thought they're going to cut stuff, I'd put in for 150. Well, it bit me in the butt, because with Unfinity I did that sort of thing, and they gave me every single one I put in for. So I just got absolutely overloaded with Unfinity. And like I said, typically distributors with collectors boosters and sets like this in the past haven't been too concerned, because they sell them quickly. They're going to have to be reordering from Wizards quite quickly. But with these past sets just being so high supply, I had to take all these suckers. So I'm actually surprised Infinity's doing as well as it is. Yeah, I actually don't think it's a bad buy. All the other unsets have aged well. This one's pretty good, so if you're looking for an Unfinity, one distributor's actually out of them. That was very interesting when I looked that up, that they're actually out of Unfinity. But the other 3 distributors do seem to have plenty of it, but again, I have to move them, so yeah. Another thing I have been picking up is the Chandra Spellbook, Signature Spellbooks. The reason why I've been picking up the Signature Spellbook Chandras is you have an opportunity, what's called arbitrage. You can actually piece these out and actually buy lists into Card Kingdom for as much as it costs me to buy one of these sealed. So, I mean, it's right on the cusp, right on the threshold of being profitable. Of course, after probably the headache of shipping unpackaging all these stuff, it's not going to be worth your money. But I like to pick up products when they hit that threshold, because that means that something has to give, whether the cards were going to go down in cost from the buy list or the sealed product is going to go up. Now, I'm thinking that this is going to start going up because it does have a couple cards that are in high demand right now, one being the Chandra Torch of Defiance and another one being Pyroblast. Pyroblast and Chandra Torch of Defiance are both doing very well. And actually, Fiery Confluence is another good card in this box set. The problem is Past in Flames did get a Warhammer reprint, and a few of these other cards are just not that relevant anymore. Young Pyromancer has got a million reprints. Rite of Flame is banned in Modern. Cathartic Reunion is pretty good, but I mean, there's of course different arts and things like that, or plenty of versions of it. And Pyromancer Ascension just doesn't see any playing commander because it works off of multiples. So, I mean, it's not the best box set here, but the cool thing about it is Chandra Torch of Defiance is starting to creep up. In fact, I think that like the TCU player for this Chandra Torch of Defiance goes for how much you're going to pay for this box. So I think that these are like 13 or 14 is how much that I can buy them for. I know they're going for that on TCG players, so it's not the greatest buy at the moment. I've just been slowly picking these up because I think that they are going to age reasonably well, and then the singles have been selling for me too. So a lot of these singles have been moving, and there's demand for them. So I'm like, I better stock up while they're still cheap. I don't know. It's kind of that catch-22 right now with the economy tanking. Is you get access to product that in 2 years is gonna be worth double what you pay for it now, and it's what deal do you want right now is really the big question. We're just kind of overloaded with options and it's kind of anyone's guess of which products are going to age the best and how long it's going to take for us to get out of this kind of rocky economy. But things usually bounce back. What I'm expecting from Wizards of the Coast is I think they're going to have to scale back. Their business practice is just going to collapse of just overprinting everything. They need to really, really scale back on these, make these more like go to the stores more than the soulless entities out there. And I think that has a better, like just a natural progression of sales rather than this pump and dump type thing that they've been doing right now. So anyway, what I mean by that is like stores. I think stores are a lot. If you go through like the local game store route, stores are more willing to have stuff on their shelf than eBay flippers are. So they're able to these even though a product might not be selling the greatest, the stores will they'll kind of take that risk at the time. They won't reflood it back on the inventory, reflood it back on the market. But all these like soulless eBay sellers, they will. So it's that's what's kind of happening with Wizards of the Coast now. Is it's so profitable that they printed and printed and printed because the demand was there. And in like 2020 and 2019, it was very, very probably like an eBay flipper. Just buy everything, sell everything, make a profit on literally everything. There's that much demand. And so tons of people got into the game and they haven't quite got out. So I think 2022 and 2023, the end of 22 and 2023 is going to kill that business model. And but stores, local game stores, I think they're not in it for the quick buck. They're in it for the long term. So they like having products like this on their shelves long term because you never know when someone's going to come in and want that specific product. And so I think Wizards of the Coast should go that avenue again and really, really clamp down on where their products go and make sure they're going to the right partners rather than just, like I said, the soulless entities that are just looking to flip things without any sort of skin in the game. Stores have massive skin in the game. They want the genre, the board game or card game and Magic the Gathering to succeed because their successes depend on it, and so they're in it for the long run. Anyway, that's a rant for another day. I know some other content creators have been mirroring what I've been saying here, but Wizards of the Coast, get your act together. Last but not least, we do have these booster boxes that came in. This one's Scars of Mirrodin. So this is going to go up on the Buckos House of Booty auction house on our Discord. So if you are a patron and not part of our Discord, you should be part of our Discord. This is where all the good stuff goes, is on the Buckos House of Booty. So these are thresholds that I get from the distributor. So when I spend a certain amount of money, I'm able to buy a booster box for hundreds of dollars cheaper. So Scars of Mirrodin, I think, will start around like $550 or $600, and then you are more than welcome to bid on it if you are a patron and part of the Discord. So this one, juicy one's coming up, as well as the Dragons of Tarkir. So Dragons of Tarkir does have fetch lands in it, I believe, right? No, that'd be Fate Reforged. It actually has some pretty good cards from Dragons of Tarkir, though. We have like Rending Volleys that are what, $5 uncommons now from the Dragons of Tarkir era. And what do you have also? You have the common, the Dragon Tempest, which is a pretty penny from this time period. So both of these are great little buys, the Scars of Mirrodin, Dragons of Tarkir. These are things, too, that, the supplies are already out for these suckers. They're just going to get more and rare as time goes on. And these sort of products will start to age better than the newer products, in my opinion. So that's really what I got in today. If you are looking for a specific product being reviewed, or if you have any questions about products, you can definitely give me a message. And yeah, I'd love to review something, showcase something. And the part of the perk of being a patron for our store is if I can get it from a distributor, you can get it for cheap. That is kind of our business model here. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, and everyone wins. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Kevin with Gone Rogue Games. Thanks for watching.